Good day, everyone. We are Group 1, and today we will discuss Lesson 2, Optimizing Energy Systems for Safe and Improved Performance. Learning objectives. At the end of the lesson, we should be able to enumerate and identify the three energy systems, explain the similarities and differences among the three energy systems and how they work, and lastly, provide physical activities that use three energy systems. Definition of terms. Food fuels for energy. First, carbohydrates, preferred source of fuel during exercise. Second, fat, concentrated fuel used during rest and prolonged submaximal exercise. And lastly, protein, used for growth and repair, negligible use during exercise. Energy is the ability or capacity to do work and is measured in calories or joules.
So now let's talk about the food fuels for energy. We have carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and energy. Carbohydrates, also known as CHO, it is our body main and preferred sources of fuels when we exercise. It comes from foods like rice, bread, pasta, and even fruits. So the carbohydrates are stored in our muscles and liver as a glycogen, which can be quickly broken down into glucose for energy. Next, the fats. The fats act as a backup fuel. It provides a large amount of energy but is mainly used during rest, with low-intensity activities like walking or jogging. So the fats burn slowly and needs oxygen to be converted into energy. And next, we have the protein. So the proteins help the body with growth and muscle repair. It is not mainly used for energy but during very long exercises or when the body runs out of carbohydrates and fats. The proteins can also be converted into energy. And lastly, we have energy. So the energy is the ability or capacity to do work. It allows us to move, breathe, think, and perform all activities. And energy is measured in calories or joules.
So now, let me explain to you the two types of exercises, the aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic exercise is any type of cardiovascular conditioning, cardio. During the cardiovascular conditioning, your breathing heart rate increases from a sustained period of time. Oxygen is your main energy source during aerobic workouts. Therefore, oxidative system energy is used. Basically, during aerobic exercise, our body uses oxygen to break down carbohydrates and fats for energy. The longer we move, the more oxygen our body needs to keep going. Anaerobic exercises involve quick bursts of energy and are performed at maximum effort for a short period of time. The energy systems used are ATP and glycolytic system. While on the other hand, during anaerobic activities, our body uses stored fuels in our muscles to get energy very fast, but it can't last long since oxygen is limited. That's why we get tired quickly during intense activities. It is said that our body needs specific amount of energy when we do physical activities, but where does energy came from? This image explains where the body's energy comes from and how it's used. Energy comes from the food we eat. Food contains chemical energy stored in nutrients like carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. When we eat, the body breaks down these nutrients through a process called metabolism. During metabolism, energy is released and stored in a special molecule called ATP or adenosine triphosphate. This is known as the body's energy currency. The ATP gives our cells the power to move, grow, and function. As a result of this process, heat is produced to maintain our body's temperature, and chemical waste like carbon dioxide and water are released. The food we eat is our main source of energy. Once we eat, food is digested and broken down into nutrients such as carbohydrates, fats, and proteins. Inside our cells, a process called cellular respiration takes place. It's how our body turns food into usable energy. Through this process, our body produces a molecule called adenosine triphosphate or ATP, which serve as the energy currency of the body. There are three energy systems work together as we exercise. However, a specific energy system can dominate depending on the intensity and type of activity that is being done. Energy systems, the body's metabolic processes that produce adenosine triphosphate (ATP), the usable form of energy for muscles, which include the phosphagen system, the anaerobic glycolysis system, and the aerobic system. First, anaerobic alactic ATP-CP energy system. Second, anaerobic lactic glycolytic energy system. And last, aerobic energy system.
So today I'm going to talk about energy system. So energy system is a process in the body that produces energy to fuel up physical activities by breaking down nutrients, carbon dioxide, fats, and sometimes proteins. There are three types of energy system: anaerobic alactic energy system, anaerobic lactic energy system, and the last one is aerobic energy system.
First, the ATP-CP system, used for short, powerful bursts of exercise, last 10 seconds or less, high intensity.
Adenosine triphosphate creatine phosphate system is the body's fastest way to get energy for movement. Your muscles use it when you do short, quick, powerful activities like sprinting, jumping, or weightlifting. This system only works for about 10 seconds or less because it uses up energy that is already stored in your muscles. It doesn't need oxygen, so it is called anaerobic, and it doesn't make lactic acid, so which means you don't feel that burning sensation in your body. Example of adenosine triphosphate creatinine system or ATP-CP is doing a heavy weight lift.
Adenosine triphosphate creatinine phosphate system or ATP-CP. In simple terms, think of the ATP-CP like a system, like a burst of energy that's stored in your muscles, kind of like a battery that drains quickly. It gives you instant power, but only for a few seconds. After that, your body switches to another energy system.
Second is anaerobic lactic energy systems, used for medium-length exercise that causes that burning feeling, high intensity, lasts 30 seconds to 3 minutes.
So now I'm going to talk about the second energy system, which is the anaerobic lactic energy system. This energy system produces energy for high intensity activities, which lasts over 10 seconds to 2 minutes, and it's resulting in the productions of lactic acids.
Lastly is aerobic energy system, used for long distance exercise, lasts 3 to 5 minutes up to indefinite, low intensity.
Aerobic energy system. Aerobic energy system provides energy for low-intensity physical activities that last from 2 minutes to a few hours. Aerobic energy system compared to ATP-CP and glycolytic energy system requires much longer oxygen in muscles in doing physical activities like long-distance swimming, running, and playing sport. Why is the aerobic system unlimited? First one, it uses oxygen. ATP-CP and lactic energy system don't use oxygen, that's why the energy runs out after a few minutes. Second, it takes longer to warm up. And third, with no fuel and no injuries, theoretically, it could continue indefinitely. This means, with enough food and no serious injuries, we could do these exercises forever.
Polarities also supply energy to muscle. They provide the fuel needed for movement and exercise. So it means that all three system ay nagbibigay ng fuel o lakas na kailangan ng katawan natin para makagalaw at mag-exercise. All work together. All three systems are active at the same time but dependent on the activity. One becomes the main source. Three system ay nagtutulungan. Sabay-sabay silang aktibo pero may isang nangingibabaw depende sa aktibidad. All are important. Each system supports safe and efficient performance in different types of activity, short bursts, medium effort, or long endurance. So it means that each system is important for safety and effective performance of our body.
So now, let's talk about the differences of the three systems, which are the ATP-CP or adenosine triphosphate and phosphate, anaerobic, and aerobic system. The ATP-CP system is your body's powerful source for quick, explosive movements, like a single jump or a heavy weight lift. It doesn't need oxygen and doesn't cause lactic acid buildup, meaning wala kang nararamdaman na burning sa muscles mo. However, it only lasts for 10 seconds and after that, kailangan ng body mo na mag-switch ng energy system. The anaerobic lactic system kicks in during tough, medium-length activities like a 400-meter sprint or a high-intensity interval training or HIIT. It doesn't use oxygen, but it makes lactic acid, which causes the burning feeling in your muscles. The aerobic system is your body's main energy source for long-lasting, less intense activities like jogging, swimming, or cycling. Unlike ATP-CP and anaerobic system, it uses oxygen to keep you going, so you can sustain the activity for hours.
Optimize energy system for safe and improved performance. Optimizing the body's energy system for safe and improved performance involves understanding how each system works and employing strategies to train them effectively.
Aerobic system optimization. First is consistent training. Second, progressive overload. Third, long slow distance. Fourth, interval training. And last, proper nutrition.
So now let's talk about the first aerobic system optimization, which is the consistent training. So consistent training engage in regular aerobic exercise such as running, cycling, swimming, or rowing to improve your aerobic capacity gradually. So consistent training improves overall health by strengthening the heart and lungs, increasing stamina, boosting mood, and support weight management. So now let's talk about the second aerobic system optimization, which is the progressive overload. So progressive overload gradually increases the duration and intensity of aerobic workouts to challenge the system and stimulate improvements. So progressive overload, to avoid plateau use, stimulate your body's adaptation for improved endurance and strength, and enhance overall physical fitness and health over time. So now let's talk about the third aerobic system optimization, which is the long slow distance, or also called as the LSD. So long slow distance incorporate longer, lower intensity sessions to build strong aerobic base and enhance endurance. So long slow distance, or LSD, build blood volume and to increase muscle strength, endurance, and aerobic fitness. So now let's talk about the fourth aerobic system optimization, which is the interval training. So interval training include interval session with periods of higher intensity followed by recovery to improve aerobic capacity and speed. So, interval training, it triggers physiological adaptation like increased mitochondrial density and improved cardiovascular efficiency. So now let's talk about the last aerobic system optimization, which is the proper nutrition. So proper nutrition consumes a balanced diet with sufficient carbohydrate to fuel aerobic activity and support recovery. So, proper nutrition consumes adequate carbohydrates before and after exercise, fuels physical activity by maintaining glycogen stores, so which provides the primary energy source for aerobic activities.
Anaerobic system optimization. First is high-intensity workouts. Second is strength training. Third is rest and recovery. Fourth is dynamic warm-up. And lastly, hydration.
First is high-intensity workouts. Incorporate high-intensity interval training or HIIT or sprint intervals to train the anaerobic system effectively. For example, 30-second sprints plus 30-second rest. Ulitin lang siya ng ilang beses. Kasi yung high-intensity workouts, this helps our body adapt to quick energy bursts and improves speed and stamina. Number 2, strength training. Include resistance or weight training to build muscle strength and power to better an aerobic performance. Number 2, strength training. Includes resistance or weight training to build muscle strength and power for better and aerobic performance. Magdagdag ng weight training or resistant exercise tulad ng squats, push-up, o deadlifts para mapalakas ang muscles at mapabuti ang performance sa high-intensity activities. So, this help us make our body stronger or our muscle is. The more powerful our anaerobic energy output becomes. Number 3, rest and recovery. Give your body enough rest between intense workouts to prevent overtraining and allow your muscles to recover. Recovery allows the muscles to repair and grow stronger, improving long-term performance. Number 4, dynamic warm-up. Always perform a proper dynamic warm-up before starting an aerobic exercise to prepare your muscles and prevent injuries. So examples is jumping jacks, arm swings, high knees, or leg stretches. This increases blood flow and flexibility, making our body ready for high effort. And lastly, number 5, hydration. Stay properly hydrated before, during, and after an aerobic training to support energy production and recovery. So, because dehydration can cause fatigue, cramps, and slower recovery.
ATP PC system optimization. First is short explosive movements. Second is rest periods. Third is power development. Fourth is supplementation. And 5, proper form.
So now let's talk about the first ATP PC system optimization, which is the short explosive movements. So, short explosive movements focus on activities requiring bursts of energy such as sprinting or weightlifting to train the ATP PC system. Because this activity requires the immediate high power energy produced by the ATP PC system, which fuels activity lasting under 10 to 15 seconds. So now let's talk about the second ATP PC system optimization, which is the rest period. So rest period allows sufficient rest between explosive effort to replenish ATP stores and optimize performance. So rest period, it allows muscle to repair and grow, replenish energy stores like glycogen, prevent overtraining and burnout, reduce the risk of injury from fatigue, and improve overall performance and mental well-being. So now let's talk about the third ATP PC system, which is the power development. So power development incorporates plyometric exercise and explosive movements to enhance the power output of the ATP PC system. So power development, it enhances athletic performance by improving muscle and power speed and agility to increase muscle recruitment rate or force development, and the utilization of elastic energy from the stretch shortening cycle. So now let's talk about the fourth ATP PC system optimization, which is the supplementation. So supplementation consider creatine supplementation, which can help increase phosphocreatine levels and support the ATP PC system during high intensity effort. So supplementation, it increases muscle phosphocreatine, or also called as the PCR stores, which enhance the ATP PC system for rapid ATP regeneration during high intensity short duration exercise. So now let's talk about the last ATP PC system optimization, which is the proper form. So proper form maintain proper technique during explosive movements to maximize efficiency and minimize the risk of injury. So proper form minimize muscle efficiency by ensuring the correct muscle generate force, which enhance performance and power output. Crucially, it prevents injuries.
Take note, By understanding the specific demands of each energy system and implementing targeted training strategies, you can optimize your body's energy systems for safe and improved performance in various physical activities. Remember to listen to your body, prioritize recovery, and consult with a fitness professional for personalized guidance.